appears as though our esteemed social engineers have a problem. Trust in news media is plummeting. A recent poll showed the BBC had lost 20 percentage points in public trust since 2018 alone. Nearly half the population doesn't trust the BBC, the national broadcaster, with its rival network ITV hovering at similar numbers. But if fewer and fewer people don't trust what they see on the news, how on earth are they gonna receive the message? Well, there are other ways.
Yeah, I thought the Gazette would have made more of yesterday's protest.
Yeah, well, they report what they want to report.
Well, it was a pretty big deal.
Question is, who owns the media?
Oh, careful there, mate.
I don't know. Who does?
Well, that's the point. They don't want you to know. The media, banks, big business, they're all in it together, a secret global cabal.
And who exactly is this secret global cabal?
Well, they ain't from Cleveland.
He's a bit of a weird one, that Griff.
Questioning whether powerful people talk to other powerful people about how to maintain their power? What a weirdo.
Do you think there's a secret cabal of powerful people who secretly run the world? Might be. Really? No. You know, I love a conspiracy theory as much as the next girl, but it can be dangerous.
It really boils down to our ability to accept.
Dangerous how? Like the MMR vaccine causes autism. A lot of kids went unprotected. A lot of them got really ill.
Yeah, totally normal for that line to randomly pop up in a soap opera.
That's not weird.
Yeah, and Griff's secret cabal owning the media and banks is also a classic anti-Semitic trope.
Yes, the term anti-Semitic trope seems a perfectly ordinary thing for a character in Coronation Street to say. A gritty soap opera about a mundane working class community.
Anti-Semitic trope.
That's not weird.
Totally normal.
It's not the best rabbit hole to go down. I don't trust him.
Yeah, see that freak going around saying don't trust the media? You can't trust him.
I'm worried that microchip they put in you with your COVID vaccine's malfunctioning.
What?
One day, all money will be meaningless.
Really?
This coin only has meaning because we agree it has meaning. When in reality, it's no more valuable than a shiny button.
Accept.
I've got one that can see.
For Americans who are unaware, Coronation Street isn't just a TV soap opera. It's the world's longest running TV soap opera. It's part of the fabric of British culture. Think Friends in the 90s if it had been running since the 1960s. But even in these times of fragmented media, Coronation Street enjoys a loyal audience of 6 million viewers per episode. And it's on 3 times a week, every week, with each episode being an hour long. But surely it's insane to suggest that the British government's infamous nudge unit, otherwise known as the Behavioural Insights Team, the same social engineering body that was exposed for producing lurid propaganda during the first lockdown, that was deliberately designed to terrify the British public into unquestioning compliance, using what they admitted to be unethical and totalitarian methods of mind control. It would be silly to suggest that they were involved in writing scripts for TV soap operas, wouldn't it? Well, we know for a fact that an agency of the UK government, the Health and Safety Executive, according to their own website, quote, has been working with the production team of popular TV soap Coronation Street. If the government is working with Coronation Street to insert storylines about gas safety, do you think it's feasible that they may be working with them to insert storylines about other issues?
It can be dangerous.
It was also revealed that top UK policing authorities had worked with Channel 4 soap Hollyoaks, helping them insert a script into the show about a character getting sucked into far-right extremism. This at a time when the UK had just suffered multiple terror attacks carried out by Islamic extremists. And then the very next month we saw a BBC soap opera feature the storyline about a man converting to Islam to find peace. Whenever you see this logo, it means social engineering about climate change has been interwoven into a TV show. This is Albert, an environmental organisation founded by the BBC. Albert works directly with all the major broadcasters, BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Sky, Netflix, to insert both overt and subliminal messaging about the climate crisis, the message, into television shows. Similar to product placement, this is known as planet placement. As Austin Williams writes for this week's Spectator, in the run-up to COP26, the producers of Casualty, Coronation Street, Doctors Emmerdale, EastEnders, Holby City and Hollyoaks worked together on a climate change storyline. So what other storylines have featured in Coronation Street recently? What?
He's so greasy.
Kinda reminds me of that advert for the British Heart Foundation. A charity that works closely with the UK government. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting anything untoward. We all know it's perfectly normal, beginning around the start of last year, for healthy, young, physically fit people to just suddenly collapse and die from cardiac arrest. Heart attacks caused by things like the weather, energy bills, skipping breakfast, and doing the gardening. I mean, that's been commonplace since as far back as we can remember, right? But it's not just Coronation Street that seems very keen on inserting certain storylines into their scripts. BBC soap EastEnders, which enjoys around 5 million viewers per episode, has also done its bit. Look at this fool.
Oh, rather you than me.
Oh, don't tell me. You're one of them anti-vaxxers.
What an idiot.
Oh, but you must admit they pushed it through too quick. Lab rats, that's what we are. No, I ain't having any of that rubbish pumped into me. 20 me fags, please.
She won't take the vaccine, but get this, she smokes cigarettes. Funny. EastEnders viewers in hysterics as Karen Taylor's anti-vaxxer rant is shut down.
Who knows what it's going to do to us in 5, 10 years' time?
Moron. There's literally no long-term side effects. Everyone knows that.
Well, let me tell you what I do know.
Insert appeal to emotion.
Last year, I was lying down in a hospital bed gasping for breath. Thought it was all over.
Reminds me of something similar that came out of the government nudge unit.
Some of the best scientists have worked on this. But you reckon you know better?
We have faith in our leaders.
How's that PhD working out for you, Karen?
Cope and seethe, Karen. Note how she's literally called Karen.
Karen?
Some people might argue that social engineering in fictional TV shows is an important necessity. I mean, we have product placement. Why not propaganda placement? Good propaganda, that is. Well, the difference is they have to, by their own rules, tell the audience that there's product placement in the programme before it airs. From Ofcom's regulations, if a UK programme contains product placement, the TV channel must show a special logo. This tells viewers that the TV channel or programme maker was paid to include products in that programme. So it's unethical for the programme maker to show a can of Coke without warning the viewer. But it's totally fine for them to be working hand in glove with government, literally writing scripts, without warning the viewer. Interesting. And if propaganda placement is so benign and pure, why not be transparent about it? Strangely enough, when the rest of the country was still under the first lockdown, the government gave the green light for Coronation Street and EastEnders to return to filming. They were also allowed to film when the rest of the country was under a winter lockdown and everything else was closed. It was very important, according to the government, that these shows stayed on air, while everyone else was shut inside with their face glued to screens. And what happens when your face is glued to a screen? Studies show that watching television, particularly fictional shows like soap operas, puts the brain in a highly suggestible state where the information is directly downloaded to the subconscious. Screen flicker lowers the brain into a borderline hypnotic alpha state, where beliefs can easily be altered and new beliefs formed. The process shuts down the analytical, logical part of your brain, the left side, and moves the focus to the right side, producing an emotional response to stimulus where the brain doesn't conduct critical analysis of the incoming information.
It figures it would be something like this.
The alpha state is more akin to daydreaming or being on the verge of sleep, which is why you often fall asleep while you're watching television. So if you're reading a newspaper article or hearing a news report on the radio, your analytical mind is on high alert. But when you're slobbed out on your sofa watching Coronation Street or EastEnders, the incoming info just washes through your brain.
It can be dangerous.
Your analytical mind goes AWOL and you're transfixed with suspended disbelief. EEG studies which detect electrical activity in the brain have found that the higher functioning levels of the brain, like the neocortex we use for analysis and reasoning, go offline when we zombie out in front of the screen. This passively absorbed information then becomes part of your long-term memory pool without you even really knowing it. And this isn't wacko conspiracy stuff, it's the conclusion of numerous scientific peer-reviewed studies, including a study by academics at Tohoku University in Japan. Discussing the study, neurologist Adam Lipson noted how EEG studies demonstrate that television watching converts the brain from beta wave activity to alpha waves, which are associated with a daydreaming state and a reduced use of critical thinking skills. Eric Braverman, founder and president of the PATH Foundation in New York, Put it more bluntly, television mesmerizes people and turns them into intellectual spectators. It feeds passivity and makes you less engaged. We still call them soap operas, despite that seemingly having zero connection to the original meaning of the term, which was that the shows were sponsored by soap companies. But maybe there is still some form of connection. Soap operas were originally produced to keep bored housewives entertained, so they wouldn't get ideas above their station. Now some of the scripts of soap operas are literally being written with the aid of shadowy government social engineering departments. Maybe they're trying to ensure that you don't get ideas above your station.